Good morning, it's Kathy. It is Wednesday, April 15th, 2020. I'm a CPA, a Chartered Professional Accountant in London, Ontario, Canada, and here is my daily update. So nothing new financial announced by the federal government yesterday, so I have no new update in that regard. We're still waiting to hear for adjustments to the CERB to cover off the situations that they announced. It's like a week and a half now, so I think they're working on it. It's coming hopefully this week, but we don't know the details yet, and I will let you know as soon as we do hear something. So because I didn't have anything new to talk about, I did want to talk about a concept that I'm starting to hear rumblings about this. I'm sure you are too. You may be feeling this yourself, and that is the concept of fairness. So in this situation, we've got these income supports rolling out in Canada, and there's a sense of that's not fair. Somebody else is getting a better deal than I am, and my situation is being ignored, and I don't like that. I don't like that. That's just not fair. So I wanted to talk about how a suggestion for dealing with this feeling, and really it's about seeing the big picture. And I hope this is helpful. This is how I'm trying to deal with it, because I'm one of those people who are working crazy hours, and sometimes I have feelings well up too, and I need to manage those. So I want to talk about big picture. So if you think of Canadians on a spectrum right now, so we have say over here we have people who have gone to zero income very, very suddenly and abruptly and without much warning, really. And then over here we have people who are on a fixed income, and they're perhaps retirees, and their income has not changed at all. And then you have people over here, maybe over here, who are maybe part-time workers, or they used to be full-time workers, and their hours have been cut significantly, and so their income has gone down a lot, and so they're not eligible for EI or the CERB, and but they're still working, and they can't quit their job because in most cases, if you quit your job, you're not eligible for the CERB or EI, so they're kind of stuck in limbo waiting for these new announcements. And then I guess over here you have the people in certain industries are working crazy hours and maybe being paid overtime, and they're making more income than normal, but they're exhausted. So so if you're here, yeah, it's a very difficult place to be right now, especially if you have friends who are at home, friends or family, people that you know, who are at home and they're safe, and they're not having to interact with the public, and they have an income coming in, and you're stuck over here and you're waiting. Yes, I know that's very, very difficult, and I would send you support and love, and we are all waiting to hear about those adjustments to the CERB so that you can get topped up in your income. So please, just a reminder, it is coming, so please don't feel like you've been abandoned. You have not. It's coming. Over here for the fixed income people, so retirees specifically, and I'm not trying to call out anybody specifically. I have had some comments on my videos and my social media about this, and I'm not calling out anybody specifically because there are a lot of people saying the same thing, feeling like, wow, that $2,000 a month, that's pretty good. I'm not getting that much, and that's not fair. Well, if you think about what the government's trying to achieve right now, and I've said this before, their first focus, so you've got EI, people that got regular EI, okay, they're taken care of. Now we recognize there are people who've gone to zero and don't qualify for EI. Okay, let's do the $2,000 a month. So that was rolled out last week, and it was rolled out very well, for the most part, not 100%, but quite well. People were getting money in 2 days. Awesome. So we took care of those people, and now we're trying to take care of these people who are getting less but are still working, and blah blah blah. Then you have the people who they have OAS, old age security, maybe the GIS, guaranteed income supplement, CPP, the Canada Pension Plan for retirees, and maybe a pension from work, and maybe all those things add up to less than $2,000 a month. But your income has not changed. And for the most part, your costs have not changed. So in Ontario, we have anti-price gouging rules. So the price of food and such cannot be artificially inflated to take advantage of people. And some things like your gasoline for your car, the price has dropped. So I just have to say, your situation is not top priority for the federal government right now, because your income has not changed. Okay, the value of your investments has gone down, but you're not cashing it all out today. So set that aside. That's a separate issue. Your income has not changed. Your costs for the most part have not changed. So you are actually pretty low on the priority list of the federal government for providing an income support to. You may not like that. It may feel like, oh, that's not fair, but you need to step back and not focus on that. Is the OAS too low? Probably. That is not something that's going to be fixed within these income supports right now. It's just not. So don't call your MP and complain about that, because it's very low on the list of their priorities. And then over here you have people who are working like crazy and maybe making overtime and maybe being paid overtime, and they're feeling like, oh geez, I really picked the wrong profession to be in right now. Well, that's a whole other issue too. So I think what we need to remember is to have a feeling of gratitude. And you may feel, oh, it's not fair, but try and think of gratitude for living in a country where we have a federal government who's focused on taking care of the highest priorities first. And that's what they've done. It really is what they've done. And I think you need to focus on the fact that we're not going to have chaos because people are getting evicted. In Ontario, you cannot be evicted right now. So you're trying to keep people living where they live, feeding their family, buying their necessities, so that when all this is over, people are all set to relaunch, to start working, and things going back to normal, and kids back to school, and you don't have kids that are malnourished and all those terrible things, right? So try to focus on being grateful for that. And I know it's hard, and it may sound really woo-woo, and that's not what you expect from an accountant, but it really does work. Just step back and be grateful for being a Canadian and living where you're living, and try and see if that makes a difference. Okay? So I hope that helped. Again, I've got this on my YouTube. If you could subscribe if you find it helpful, if you could share it, if you feel this would be helpful to people in your family or in your social circle, I would really appreciate that. So that's it for today, other than I managed to get some hay this morning. We have 4 guinea pigs, and shout out to Pet Value Hyde Park. I was just driving past and saw that they were open. I was able to call in an order from the parking lot and did that transaction, and that's super because the guinea pigs eat a lot of hay, and I was getting worried about how I was going to get that. Okay, have a great day. See you tomorrow. Take care.